Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Hanson, just want to start off by just thanking you for your remarks about Senator Feinstein earlier in the hearing. As you know, she pulled no punches on issues important to California and Californians and our nation. So I appreciate that acknowledgement. And maybe it's in that same spirit that I asked the following. We know that in California, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we'll experience another major earthquake. That's why seismic safety was important to Senator Feinstein, is important to me, and has always been important to political leaders in our state. California is home to numerous dangerous fault lines, which can pose significant challenges and threats to the safety of buildings, infrastructure, including critical infrastructure, and our energy infrastructure is no exception. Particularly infrastructure that is intended to last decades without severe consequences of these types of challenges. So understandably, there's a lot of communities who have this concern. What is the seismic safety of nuclear power facilities, among other things? So my question is, can you speak to the standards that the Commission uses and the practices that are in place that are used to evaluate and manage seismic risks in nuclear facilities?
Yeah, thank you, Senator, for the question. We apply a probabilistic analysis for this that takes into consideration all possible earthquakes in an area of the magnitudes, the ground motion acceleration, the source to site distances, the depths, et cetera. And we take all of that information and combine it, and what we found is that that probabilistic approach is more defensible kind of compared to the previous deterministic approach, which is to kind of assume one kind of earthquake for a particular site. Because then we're incorporating the full panoply of information that we have. And what we really want to do is we want to make sure that the plant is protected from a ground motion acceleration frequency, basically of anywhere from 1 to 10,000 to 1 to 100,000 years, which is consistent with our overall approach to reactor safety. And that to make sure that the systems and structures and components and the additional equipment that licensees installed after Fukushima is adequate then to address that wide range of seismic scenarios.
Right. Well, and I think the bottom line question is, can you commit, you're public and on the record, to upholding the highest standards of seismic safety to ensure that the communities around these facilities are safe in the event of an incident?
Absolutely. I would note that I think Diablo Canyon, the plant today, is meeting those standards and is operating safely.
So speaking of Diablo Canyon, you read my mind. As you know, the Diablo Canyon facility in California is currently undergoing a relicensing process. And one of the major issues that has arisen around Diablo Canyon and the continued operation is the possible embrittlement of Unit 1. How does the NRC currently evaluate embrittlement, and what's the acceptance criteria?
Yeah. Thank you for that, Senator. In each reactor, there is insertion of a, we call it a coupon, but basically a strip of metal that is made of exactly the same material as the reactor vessel itself. And we require licensees to take that strip of metal out occasionally. We cut a piece off, and we send it for analysis and testing to basically get an overall sense of what's going on inside the reactor. And we make sure that that coupon is actually placed in a very conservative spot within the reactor itself. That is, it's exposed in many cases to more neutrons than probably the reactor vessel itself in order to bound that analysis. We have prescriptive equations and acceptance criteria within regulation, and then we require our licensees to validate that and show how they're meeting those requirements. So the next coupon withdrawal at Diablo is going to be in the spring of 2025. And that will be time then to allow the licensee to look at that coupon, analyze it, and then get that data into our licensing reviews. Currently, based on, I think, the last analysis, we fully expected the reactor vessel to meet safety criteria well into the 2030s.
Thank you very much. Look forward to working with you to staying on top of this one.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr.